clear about something, about the reason why we are out here. Now, we're here to advocate for black lives, but this is not solely a black issue. This is a human rights violation. If we study history, we can peel back the ugly underbelly of the human rights violations that not only police, but our own justice system has allowed to prevail. We need to reform the whole thing. This is not just about us standing here and getting loud so that we feel better about ourselves, so that we don't feel guilty. This is about advocating. This is for change. This is so legislation gets passed so that we can see actual change for our children, for our grandchildren. And this is not just for future generations. We all live on this earth together right now. And if you think that this does not affect you because you are not black, because you are not Latino, because you have not been targeted by police, you need to reevaluate what you think about the intrinsic value of human life. Now, this is not about our personal grievances with the city of Manhattan Beach. This is about Black and Latino youth, the leaders of tomorrow, advocating for the generations of our future. We are the leaders. To dictate whether or not the people who are in power can do this to us. We will no longer sit silent.
Over 400 years of racism, over 400 years of oppression, over 400 years of being oppressed. So you have to understand, the oppressor has been under that oppression for 400 years. Their culture is to oppress. They don't even know they're oppressing. That is how they live. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Conversely, we have been oppressed. We have lived under 400 years of oppression. So you understand the psychology my man is saying. We need to break those chains as well as black men and women, as a society. So you have to understand both sides, yin and yang. You have to understand the hard and the soft. There is no cause without effect. So the effect you feel is causal. It is not a dream, it is not fake, it is real. This is a new chapter. Yeah. We ain't having it. Yeah. New chapter. So, those of you who are young out here that are going through this kind of thing for the first time in your lives, you're what gives me hope, because you have a fresh take on this. You're not beaten down and bruised and cauterized and numb to this from either side. We rely on you to bring fresh voices. We rely on you to bring order and civility. You're going to be here long after me. So what do you want? Who are you going to be? What do you want to live in? Let's live together in love. Let's live together in love. That's all I got.
Okay, so I'm going to speak up. I've been to about 3 or 4 protests. I've seen some ignorant stuff going on, and we've tried to stop it. I hate it. We're not about that. That's not what this is about. We want to be heard. We want to be heard. We want to know that there's an inequality that's going on. There's an injustice that's going on that we're fighting for. Now, you got to realize when we take a knee, you have a problem with it. We can't say nothing. Kaepernick took a knee. They blew that up and went crazy. We walk in the streets. They have a, what do you want us to do? Give a solution to us. I have a youth foundation where 20 young black men went into the city of Compton. We had a peaceful protest. Gang members joined us. Right now, people are pleading for justice. They're crying out saying, we don't want to be treated like this anymore. I have 2 young men I'm raising, 3 and 6 years old. I'm scared for them. My wife now, when I go for a run, she's like, I need to know exactly where you're running. What kind of life is this? Right. I can't even run the streets without giving my wife a map by map, charting where I'm going, because I might be shot in the streets. I haven't had any problems with the city of Manhattan Beach, and I love y'all for it. But let me say this. There is a real issue that's going on that some of my white friends have reached out and said, I just don't understand. And I appreciate you telling me that. Because it then gives me an opportunity to tell you that I'm from the South. I'm a Georgia boy, born in the early 70s. My father and grandfather told me about stories of them being beaten and nothing they can do about it. And guess what? 100 years later, we're doing the same thing. When is it going to change for us? When is it going to change? And when we say, listen to me, when we say Black Lives Matter, and somebody says all lives matter, we know that. We know that. Stop saying that to us. We know all lives matter. That's the dumbest thing you can say to us right now. If for any reason this starts happening to white people, Asians, Latinos, guess who's gonna stand up with you and say Asian lives matter, white lives matter? We're gonna be there for you. But right now we're trying to tell you our life matters. That's it. We out. Thank you.
I believe that all men are created equally. It's just that this society puts everyone at a disadvantage. Not just black people. Not just black people. Every race. Every race sometimes has to worry about something bad happening to them. I don't want people to have to worry. This is a bad thing. Why can't you guys be like that? So you know what we have to do? We have to bring change. No one's gonna clean up our mess but us. Say his name.
George Floyd!
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 What's his name?
George Floyd!
What's his name?
George Floyd!
What's his name?
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
All of us are taking a knee right now with our fists up in a moment of silence for all the loved ones that we lost around the world. All lives matter. Black lives matter. We want peace. We want justice. We want equality. We don't want no more police brutality. That's why we're all gathered here right now. That's why we all just took a walk together. This shows that everybody can come together as one. But it shouldn't take no police brutality for all of us to come together as one. We should already be as one.
I feel like what's going on the ground is something that's it's been a way of life for a long time because the message is not getting across. There's been so many protests over the years, and there's a miscommunication, and the miscommunication is sometimes between our peers and people who we work with, and they just like we can work side by side and they have no idea what goes on in the life of somebody who's in a certain skin color. And it has nothing to do with their personality, it has nothing to do with their character, it has nothing to do with their job. It's simply about a skin color. And that's the hardest thing for people to wrap around their minds when they don't have to deal with it. So what I urge people to do is look at the history, take your time, research, because you'll probably never understand, but you can at least be empathetic to what we're going through. Because we're just like everybody else. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm a friend, I'm a mentor, I'm an advocate. And most of us are doing the same thing every day. And it's just, I want to live the American dream too. I want to have a healthy, fulfilling life. But sometimes I can't do it simply because of the color of my skin. And that's unfair. So anybody who's at home, and you may not understand it, all I ask is that if you see injustice, you don't have to know my background to know something is wrong. And if you see wrong, let's all stand together. And if we all stand together, the world will be a better place. I can care less about your color. I can care less about your sexual background. None of that matters. What matters is if you're being unjust, if there's any inequality going on, let's fight to make that right.
The future of the Negro in this country is precisely as bright or as dark as the future of the country. It is entirely entirely up to the American people and our representatives. It is entirely up to the American people whether or not they're going to face and deal with and embrace this stranger whom they maligned so long.